going to be showing you how to replace a distributor on a 2006 Chevy Silverado V6. Now this will apply to all the Silverados with the V6. Basically you kind of want to set your distributor to top dead center. I'm not going to do that personally. I'm just going to mark myself up, and then if I need to adjust the timing, then I need to adjust it. You are going to need a little timing light just in case. You can find a little decent one with a digital gauge. Make sure you find something with that. I'm not going to be disconnecting the battery or anything because we're not going to get all crazy and fancy onto it. The reason why I'm replacing it, for some of you that's curious, car does not start. I have spark and everything, but I replace this distributor cap once every 2 months. And I already advised my customer about the distributor going bad because of the shaft play. So the little shaft play will have a little wobble. It's intermittently, which is crazy. The first time he brought it was nice and firm. Second time he brought it, it had a little play, and then the third time he brought it, it had no play. So which was crazy, but yeah, believe it or not, it's probably because maybe it's either has some. It was either on a stroke or something, or it was the gears being pressed in or something. I don't know why it's intermittently. But anyways, needless to say, if you haven't already, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future. And we're going to go ahead and start this video after the intro. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off the intake housing. So there's a little screw right here. And you just need it's like a wig nut, so you just spin this off. You're going to spin it counterclockwise. Now sometimes these guys break, and then you would need a 13mm to take off this bolt. Then you'll have a hose right here, the PCV hose that goes from the passenger side valve cover to the intake. We'll pull that off. So now we're ready to take off the intake. So we're going to lift from the back, so where this little box at, and then we're going to pull towards us. Then right here you would have a flathead screwdriver, an 8mm. You can take it off. You can either take it off from before, but this was already loose. I don't know why. So you'll take that off. Then we'll unplug the connector so we can have this guy out the way. For this guy, you're just going to literally squeeze up the tabs and pull right back. We'll set that aside right there. And then make sure when carrying this that you're very careful with it, and then we're going to set it to the side. Alright, so in the back, coming right here, so we're very visual on this. So coming right here, through the throttle body, you got your spider injector assembly, and then you have our distributor right here. So this little gray cap right here. Now again, I'm going to try to record this to the best of my abilities so we can get this going. Now right here, where this piece is, so now normally you would have a little rubber thing that's on there, but this thing is deteriorating, so we're going to go ahead and toss this aside. Now this is to prevent condensation from going in the distributor. So I'm going to try to get some wrap or something and wrap this sucker up. Right here, I don't know if it's on this side, on the back side, you're going to get a flathead screwdriver and then pick that right out so we can move the wire assembly a little bit further than what we can. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and stick our flathead screwdriver and then just kind of just spin it counterclockwise, or if we can get this sucker to open. Or what side was it? Nah, it's the back side. Or just pop it right out. Oh man, sucker broke. Well anyways, so you just stick your flathead right here and then just kind of spin it like clockwise and stuff until it pops right out. Or you know what? You have to go on the top piece. Kind of, it's a little bit hard seeing it, so you have to gonna go from the left side. If you have a little hook, then go ahead and replace it. If not, it's not the end of the world. So, all right. So next step, what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna mark our wires because we're not replacing the wires because they are not that old. We're gonna mark it. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then this is coil. And we'll put a C for that. Now we're gonna do that for the other side. We're gonna go 1, 2. I'll do a second one on the opposite side. And then we'll do a third one. Sorry, I know you guys can't see that, but it's a little bit hard. Alright, so we got 3. We'll do one big one right there. Alright, so I'm going to let that paint dry up because it's not white out, it's a Sharpie. Alright, so next thing what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and pop these right off. Flathead screwdriver while pulling on them. And we'll just set these aside. Same thing for right there. Oh, this will just make it more easier. And then we'll pop off the coil wire. What I'm going to go ahead and do right now, I'm going to go ahead and take off the map sensor connector. So you're just going to lift this guy right up. So just like this, we're going to just lift up this tab, pull it right back, and then we're going to lift up this evap vacuum switching valve. We'll lift that right up just so we can move the wire harness a little bit back. Now you're going to have two 15 millimeters T15s. So you see that little star right there? And there's that one, and there's one right here on the opposite side. Let's see if I can show that. So there it is. So right here on this little notch right here, that's where you're gonna do it. Basically, I'm just gonna be using a 1/4 inch extension. It's about 3 inches, and then a T15. That's a star bit right there. And then we're gonna go ahead and loosen away. Alright, so after you're done, make sure you grab your screws and pull these out, because the last thing what we want is these guys falling in somewhere that we don't want them to fall in. So we got both of them out, and then now we're ready to pull out the cap itself. And as you can see right there, all that little burning mark right there means it's igniting. Well, the cap right there, it's cracked. Alright, cool. So we'll set that aside. Now, there should be a little bolt. Let me move out these wires out the way. Where's that bolt? Right here. So on the side, you can probably access it from right here. So coming from right here where the AC accumulator is, so we're going to access that bolt that's right here. Alright, so that bolt that's right there, we're going to go ahead and take that off. Looks like a 10 millimeter bolt. So our distributor is right there. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to kind of spin the crank and I'm going to mark it to right there, just so we can get that going. So the crankshaft, alright, so right now I'm going to spin the crankshaft a little bit. I'm just going to kind of show you what I mean. So right now, as you can see, it's moving. So So right here, we're going to be spinning it. I'm going to be using the 16 millimeter. So we're going to put our ratchet right there. And as long as I don't bust my hand doing this. So I'm going to push down, and as you can see, we're going to be rotating it. So we're going to keep rotating it until we get right there. Alright, so that's going to be on cylinder number 6, if I remember correctly. Or cylinder number 6, something like that, I forgot. So anyways, so we're going to go ahead and make our marks how you normally would. Go ahead and mark right here, and then we'll mark it right here with the tip. So just like that. So that's how we know we are right there. So this is pointing right here at that tip. Alright, cool. So now we're going to go ahead and grab a wrench. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take off that 10 millimeter. So right here is how you're going to access it, just like this. You're going to go right through there, and we're going to go ahead and loosen up that 10 millimeter that's right there on the distributor. Remember, the one on the distributor. I don't think there's any other 10 millimeter bolts that are right there. So what we're going to go ahead and do, if I can see this, try to record this. So now if you have a ratcheting wrench, that would be great. Alright, cool. So we got the bolt loose. So then I'm going to go ahead and spin it off by hand. And then right here, there's on that where that bolt's at, there's going to be a little plate. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Just want to make sure you guys see what I see. So right here, we're going to go ahead and move this plate back. Or you know what? Actually, we got to take off the whole bolt. Sorry, man. It's been a while since I did one of these. So we're going to go ahead and take off the whole bolt. Keep taking it off. And then, usually the other ones will have a plate. And then you can slide off that little top piece. So some will have it and some won't. That's for the older vehicles. So this will be so you can't move it too much. Then now we're going to go ahead and pull out the distributor. So just like this, so we're going to pull this cable back. And then we're just going to pull up the distributor. Now it's going to, you see how it moves? So when we put it down, see how that moved right there? That's perfectly fine. So we're just going to go ahead and rock back this distributor. Keep rocking it back. Yeah, see, I knew it had a plate. Oh, and then there's a connector on the distributor right here. Totally forgot about this. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that back. So that connector right there, you're just gonna pull this tab back. Just like that, and it'll slide off. The tab is the same as these guys, so it's going to be like this. This is how it's going to look like. So we're going to lift up and pull back. Again, it's the same. And then we're going to go ahead and lift right up. And then it should slide right out. Just like that. So the way how we're going to be doing it, we're going to keep pushing it over to the right, and then just like that. And then we'll sneak it out just like this. So as you can see it, we're going to sneak it out just like that. we'll lift up this AC hose, and there we have it. So all right, cool beans. So yeah, this one did have the plate. Now normally you can just loosen up the bolt right here, and then these guys will slide right back. But you would have to take off the bolt and then slide this whole thing back. So again, here's the whole distributor assembly. So let's see if it actually, usually when these, yeah, this one doesn't have any play right now. Yeah, last time it had a pretty good amount of play. Like it would wobble back and forth, like go side by side. So, but right now, like I said, it was intermittently. I wonder if something's going down. Yeah, so all right, whatever, it is what it is. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our new distributor. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and loosen up these screws. And then we'll lift up the cap. And remember, oh, you can't really mess this up. I mean, maybe some people might. This is going to be going towards the driver's side window. So I'm at the driver's side reservoir. So this needs to point in that area, not towards the passenger side. So this is wrong. This is good. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and set this up. I'm going to go ahead and lubricate this area, this O-ring, with dielectric grease. So off our old distributor, we're going to go ahead and pop this guy right off. This should normally slide right off, but this one's being a sucker. So we'll just pop this one, keep pulling. Alright, cool. So now we have this guy off. From what it seems, I think you can only insert, this can actually go in one way only. So yeah, you know what? I don't think you need to set the timing. Yeah, this literally, yeah, this has a little notch right here, so you cannot mess it up. You see how if I try to put this in right here? No, I haven't done one on the newer models. This is my first time doing it on the newer model. I'm usually doing these on the old models. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and insert this. I mean, you still can. You're not gonna need to adjust the timing as long as we put this on the same mark. So again, we made our mark right there. We're gonna go ahead and insert it. So now what we need to do is that we need to put this back just a tad bit. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and install it. So sorry about this, guys. I'm gonna try my best. I need 2 hands on this. All right, so we're gonna slide this guy right in. So the way how I put it in was just like that, and then right there. And then we'll slide it right in. Keep pushing, and then push the evap hose. So you see the evap hose that's in the way? I'm gonna go from the inside, push it down. So I'm pulling this back so that this guy can go. Then we're gonna go ahead and swing it right over, just like that. All right, cool. So before that goes all the way down, we're gonna move out the wire out the way. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just like that. I think I'm a tooth off. So we're gonna go ahead and spin this one more time. So my distributor's not fully seating. So since it's not fully seating in, I gotta go at the crank and I gotta spin it. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin the crank clockwise and counterclockwise. So let's go ahead and do this. So So while I'm gonna spin this clockwise, you need to hold this guy down like this and it should drop. So I'm gonna push down. The distributor is gonna rotate with it until it drops. All right, perfect. So we got that sucker to drop. So yeah, that's about, basically I rotated it back to the way how it originally was. All right, so that should be good right there. So we're gonna go ahead and connect our connector. Go ahead and move that guy right back. Now you need to connect this until it clips, because if not, you're gonna get a little vibration and that sucker's gonna come off. So since we're right here, we can go ahead and slide this guy right in. Alright. Now we're gonna put in our 10mm bolt. Now also one thing I was thinking of too, another thing that could be easier for you, you can actually match this up to line up with this hole. And if you do that, when you put everything back together, everything should line right back up, because the distributor it's only a one position type of thing. Again, I already made my mark right here with this, so like I said, I don't really have to worry about it. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and tighten that bolt. I'd say tighten that bolt down to 8 foot-pounds and you'll be fine. So now we're going to go ahead and put in our distributor cap. Usually I like try to hold these guys right in, right here on the little groove, and slide them right down. And we'll just tighten them right up. We're gonna go ahead and repeat that for the other one. Make sure you don't tighten down this all the way until you get both tightened down. And then I would say tighten these bolts to about like 3 foot-pounds. Shouldn't be on that tight. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and connect our wires. It's pretty much the same way how we did it. I always connect the last wire in first. We'll just lift that one right up. And then the other ones, like I said, you'll just work your way from the back to the front. So we got every wire in. So basically it's gonna go 2, 4, 6, 3, 1, 5. So that's gonna be your fire in order. So cylinder 3, cylinder 1, cylinder 5, cylinder 2, cylinder 4 and cylinder 6, and then your ignition coil is right there in the back. We're going to go ahead and connect our little connectors right here. So we're going to connect this one. We'll put that guy right in, and then we'll connect this guy. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and put back everything back together. We're going to start off by sliding it right in, because there's a bottom piece right here that needs to hook up to the throttle body. And then we'll go ahead and put on our little castle nut. And then we're going to connect our mass airflow sensor, tighten down our hose, put in our PCV, and then pretty much we're all set and done. And we'll go ahead and fire right up. Now if your timing is off, you're going to get a hardcore backfire, a loud pop. You'll probably throw it, if it's off by a little bit, you'll get a check engine light, but I highly doubt you're going to be off a little bit, because either you're off one tooth and that's it, or whatever, however you mess it up. Alright, so we're going to go in the car, start it right up, if it starts. So we are good to go. Customer tried starting it earlier, and I know they flooded out the system, so we got to get all that fueled out. But idling nice and perfect. No check engine light coming up. Car is dead steady. My hand's not vibrating. You can see nothing's vibrating. So we are good to go. This video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, and hit that subscribe button for more upcoming videos in the future, and thanks for watching.